Yeah.
Hi, you guys. Can you guys hear me okay? Hi, Waffles. Hi, CJ. With one single word. Oh, I'm just listening to Cat's Eye Radio. But, by the way, when I just wanted to listen to the one song. Oh, this playlist looks fun. We can hear you. Can you hear the music? We can hear you. Oh, we have to change the colors. Where did my remote go? My light remote. Guys, where did I put it? Oh, it's on the table behind me. You heard on the internet, girl. That's what I wanted to do. Or purple. Purple? Blue. Ooh, so cold. C. We'll do blue. What's the word? What's the word on the. We're just gonna play some DVD because that is what I've been playing. To be honest, I wanted to play Peak, but I feel like that's a really big commitment that I'm not ready for. Purple? We could do purple. Eat zucchini. Purple is usually my top choice. I love the color purple. Hi CJ, how's your week? Happy Friday. How was your week, Waffles? Happy Friday. Welcome in. We might just get right into things, to be honest. Wanna know what I might do? It's nice and warm. For you! Oh, the color. I was like, it's literally 15 degrees. We're just gonna get right into games. CJ, if you want to join, Waffles, if you want to join, I would love if you guys joined. I've always wanted to do like open lobbies. If people were in here, I wanted to do that, but I'm also there are spots for people who want to come. I also started playing on keyboard mouse yesterday, and I did not enjoy myself. So we might be controller players for a while. I couldn't get like I couldn't understand the camera and like running the same way I could with a controller. It's a little embarrassing, to, be honest. Hi, Ari. Ari, how are you, friend? Welcome in. Make sure you check in. Thanks for coming. Happy Friday. How are you? Have you moved yet? No, you're moving in February. Like in like 2 days. Is like February 1st. You'll join later. Yes, yes, yes. Please, please let me know. No rush. I just want to let you know there's an option and not to be afraid to ask to play. I feel like sometimes it's intimidating to ask people if they're live if people play. I'm just gonna go straight for the gen. Oh. Oh. Oh, my settings reset. What is it? First of all, we need that. Did she see me? She didn't even see me. Toggle run to cancel on. Music I want lower. She really doesn't see me. Well. I think there's a hook over here. She's no, the back. Oh, it's back there. Oops. Sorry, Sable. Hey, man, really appreciate enjoying being part of it. Not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna add you in Discord. I'm not really on Discord like that. I'm just gonna, I didn't know there was a hook in here. Oh, you wanna go? Miss Ma'am. Sabotaging. Thank you for the follow though, Mighty. How are you? I got the keys that can start moving it now. That's awesome. Moves take so long, so I can only imagine all the time you'll need. Also, I'm not really sure you're part of my community if you just got here. Alright, Sable. This is my first game. I'm sorry. Let me heal. I'm not really paying attention. Also, I guess I just didn't realize my whole toolbox was done. I'm gonna get a gen done. I'm going right for this gen inside. We need to get together. Sparkies! Sparksy. Damn. Go, go, go! Nia, go! Nia, go! Don't drop the pallet. Don't drop the pallet. Ah, barely missed me. I'm gonna go back into here and grab this gem. Oh my god. No! Open! 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 Open, please! Open! Thank you. She left me alone. Girl, we're gonna have to keep you on the hook because we haven't done a single gen. Oh my gosh, she's coming right back here. She's gonna hit the gen. I wish I could vault into there. She's gonna turn back for the hook. Yup, yup, yup. She turned back for the hook. She doesn't know where I'm at. I was trying to go out the door. Guys, I'm washed. It's my first game. Actually, fuck it. We ball. We have resilience. I'm gonna go for another gen. I think there's a... Oh, this gen's almost done. Hey, girl. No, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No. No, get off of me. Oh, we have to go. Is there a gen over here? Yes, there is. We should just do this gen, friend. It's endgame. I saw them coming too. Otra vez, puta. I'm dead. No. I have to keep going. I can't just like 180. Guys, in all fairness, my settings were reset. Just kidding, that is not why I lost. Let's see what else is different. Skill, in-game HUD, skill check skill. Yeah, I want to see this skill checks, low-key. I should just go for heals, I think. Let me think. Let's go back to settings. Subtitles. I want to see what they say. Oh, I guess I'm not painkiller. But yeah, I wanted higher sense so I can run better. Hey, how's it going? Alright, we're focused. Oh. Oh, it's Pyramid Head. Damn. Basement. I'm gonna go for the unhook. Where did I get to, oh, right here. He's camping it? Why is he camping? Why are you camping basement, you freak? What? Fucking bitch. Or oh, he's coming after me. I need to take a loop. He doesn't know where I'm at. He has no idea. Haha. No! Are you gonna try to bring me to basement this time? I'm further from basement than I was before. No, so close. I think he tried to put me down because he realized they were getting hooked off, like the heal off. Get the fuck out of here, you freak. Why are you being so weird? Get out. Why are you camping? Why is he camping the hooks? Like he's just gonna go back to that hook. Low-key Kate should have come for me. Respect. He is still over here. He's just gonna get the kill, methinks. He's gonna look for this death hook. Yeah, look at him. Look at him chasing me. Like, I guess. GG's. For your Mori. Hey, babe. Thanks for checking in. Oh, nice. Banana bread. Let me take it in your heart. I should be the sun. You gotta tell no one. I never end. I got tunneled out that game. Okay, I have faith in this next game. Me hopes that I can get out. All the time, all the time. At midnight, sun kissed it on over that I didn't know you just like it. Can you take it with your heart out? It's okay. See, and then this. I need the game to be loud. Then I can. Hey, I can do that too. Hey. Well, now he knows we're over here. Oh. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till I see this killer come. Mr. Oh. It's Amanda! It's Amanda! Look at her! She's right there! God, she's right behind you! Oh, not even going for the gen break? That's crazy. I'm going for the gen. Amanda left him. Oh, I'll call that. Alright, but Leon, don't break the gen now, okay? Let's fucking go. We got a gen done. Let's go find Detective Tapper. Detective Tap. Oh, Mr. Detective. Gentleman. She was right there. That Leon is new. He's just hiding over there. Oh, I hear him. Detective Tap, I hear you up here. Let me hear you, friend. Hey, come here. Come here. Hey, yo, come here. Oh, there he is. Oh! Right on the Leon. Leon, get the hook. Get the hook. Good job, Leon. Alright. I gotta do something. I wanted to see my blood marks. No! Fucking bitch. I want her to go for the gem. Go for the gem. Turn around. Is she still there? She's right here. No, she's upstairs. She's upstairs. Leon, where are you going? Leon, come here. No, let me heal you. That's fine. Damn, I'm not fast enough. Kevin! Oh my god, 5 check-ins. Look at that. It's working, guys. It's because I need streamer bot open. Ah, the basement! Not the basement. I'm actually trash today, guys. I haven't been able to run. Leon knew where she was, and I didn't. I just wanted to heal him. I just didn't want her to kill Leon. Kevin, how are you? How was your day off? How's the start of your weekend? I don't think we can stay here. I'm gonna take this hit for you. No! She didn't want to hit me! She left me. She went for the detective. Ah! Doing good, just errands and now rivals. Oh, nice. How are your errands? What'd you have to do today? Oh. Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't need to be healed. I was fully healed from healing him. I'm an idiot, guys. I think it's officially that's what it is. It's official. I thought I was gonna miss that check. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, she's just on the hook, by the way. I'm gonna get the gen done. I know Claudette's on death hook or on second hook. That's fine. Just need to do that. There's no pallets anywhere, bro. I can't do this. Oh, Leon! I didn't mean to do that. There's no pallet here, by the way. Owie! That scared the fuck out of me! Harry! That scared the shit out of me. I'm going back to the gen. Oh no, she saw me for sure. Ay, puta! I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot who can't run. There's no pallet here! There's know that's what it's for. That is what it's for. I just haven't heard a sound alert that loud in a minute. It scared me. No. She gave me a helmet. It's okay, we have one gen left. It's the gen I'm near, right? It's the gen down there. Harry, how have you been? How's your week? What have you been up to? How's life? Yo, look at this little rat in the tree. Damn. Will Claudette get her helmet off? No. I kinda thought it was gonna be a soft owie. Oh no, it's like... Okay, I have to go for my helmet, I guess. GG's Claudette. First try. Ah. Not gonna, I've been good. Me and baby are. Yay! Yes! Oh my god, really? That's so crazy. That's gonna be so. That's a very, very nerve-wracking experience, but I know that, like, it's so exciting more than it's scary, you know? She's gonna kill me. She's literally hunting me. She left Leon alone. Please get the helmet off. Oh! Yeah, absolutely. Does she turn for the gen? She does turn for the gen. And you're moving back to your home city, right? Like where your mom lives? I'm gonna go right for the gen. Sorry, detective. She's never gonna suspect this. Yeah, Leon, you can take a hook, low-key. Why would you bring her to me? Why would you do that? Guys, the Leon is right there with one hook. Friends. GG. I guess. I don't know what this Leon's doing and why he's not just trying to help this detective guy. Or at least heal. GG's. The jealous type. Oh, I'm jealous. Jealous type. Oh, I'm jealous. just rushed him is crazy. Watching somebody live. Yeah, new chapters are always exciting. That's how I felt. Drippy Gooner 740. Quick Goons. That's suspicious. Moving was definitely like a huge chapter for me, and it was really exciting to move, but it was really, really scary too. So I can't imagine being a new mom and moving. Wait, the Gooners left. Bye, Gooners. Bye, Gooners. Micah, what's up, friend? How are you? It's been too long. Are you already in Orlando, or did that happen already? Where's that happening? Or is it happening soon? Like, when's Orlando? What are the dates? I hope you're having a good week. I hope you're excited that it's Friday. But I hope this isn't the most exciting day. You're leaving Monday. Okay, bye. Excuse me. How's work been? You've been reading? ACOTAR sucked me in. I bet it did. Work's been good. I'm glad you're enjoying your new job. My friend read the ACOTAR series. I mean, I think ACOTAR was like really popular in Book Talk, right? You're in the second book now, but I'm gonna go to this top one. Guys, I'm playing like trash today. I blame random Q. JK. I'm actually trash. I'm playing like trash, guys. It wasn't even that bad. No, but I don't even think people thought it was bad. Who is it, Trapper? It sounds like Trapper. It sounds like Trapper. Unhinged? Well, with a title like Unhinged, I'm sure it's nuts. Are we on 3 different gens? No, they're on the same thing. There are other books. Oh, really? See, I don't know if I would be able to read like smutty books like that. That just doesn't interest me. I'm more like thriller. Like I just read The Silent Patient, and boy oh boy was that book good. It almost took me out of it in the middle, but I actually really enjoyed how it ended. And it really got me there. Like the middle that I didn't like made sense for the end of the book. So. Girl, get your ass out of my chat. Yeah, no, I couldn't read smut either. Like, I just find it a little too much. There he is. I found the trapper. He saw me. He didn't see me. He put a trap down, or he picked the trap up to put on the hook, by the way. He went back for the hook. I'm scared. Is this trapped up? I'm just gonna leave Shack. Or more important, Chase. Oh, they're doing a gen over here. He put a trap down? What a fucking weirdo! Let's see if he finds me. Hit you where it hurts, Trapper. Doing the most. Trapping all my vaults and shit. I'm going over here. Take you over here. Get back to work? Okay, friend. Thank you for coming and hanging out. You put a trap down. Just to go that way. Oh shit! Ah! He actually hit me. He left me. He went for the trap. Where is she even? Oh. Girl, what are you doing over there? Now, girl, why are you over there? Oh, man. Yes, I know. It's okay. I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you popped in. I know you've been working, and I know you're going on vacation. Hence why you're working so hard. I'm sure there's a trap there. Everything's gnarly. Hottie, hottie. I'm the shit. I'm the shit. Avi, Avi. Good job, Sable. Way to go. Let's go this way. There's a gen over here we can do. Gnarly. Oh, they're working on this one. This is the last gen. He's not far. Oh, I see him. He picked up a trap. He's hitting the generator. He doesn't hit the generator. He put it on the pallet. Girl, you saw that, right? I'm going for the gen. Sable, you saw that, right? Please tell me you saw that. Nice, Sable. We have a loop. Na 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 na. Come on, Sable, you got this. What is the Yen doing? Just hiding? Is that what you were doing? Were you just hiding? Just open the door, please. Nice. She got knocked. Sable, please. Let's go. We're going all the way to this door. He can hit us. He probably set up some traps. That's fine. Help me, help me, help me. Where are these girls? No, guys, you're supposed to take hits for me. Guys, can you come over here, bro? What are you guys doing at the door? You guys are so strange. Why are you at the door? Both of you. GG. We got out. That's all that matters. We got out. I thought they were gonna leave me. That Sable was being weird. Ladies, run this. What do I have to do? Oh, benevolent charts or emblems. Excuse me. Instead of a dirt. One t-shirt. Just a little more time. Every single night. Keep on getting back, keep on getting. Somebody DC'd the killer. GG's, he didn't make it. He didn't make it. He didn't make it to the game.
I've seen better days, that's for sure.
Vox! How are the games? The games are going, Vox. I have only escaped one. I was tunneled out in my first game. Or I was tunneled out in my second game. My first game I played like shit. I am sorry, baby. It's okay. Make sure you check in. Welcome in. How's your week? How's your Friday? Are you still working right now? I'm so happy when you come in, Vox. Makes me so happy.
All right, Henderson.
They're chatting. They're chatting. Greasy beef. I don't like that. How's your week, Fox? How's work? Have you been playing any DVD? Ooh, nice. That's cool. I've been to Indiana once for a conference. Are you flying to Indiana for work? But got triggered? No. What did you get triggered by? That's so sad. I'm sorry. You signed off. That DVD. How dare you trigger Vox? I don't know where, but somewhere. Oh. What a night. Every single night. Ooh. This is actually a pretty good map. Oh, it's a Vecnissi. Oh, Vecna. Hi, Steve. We already got a Vecna in our hands. Okay, Dustin. You know what? You saw me coming over here. Oh shit! Hit me! Damn it! That was crazy! I got stuck on the thing. I saved my life.
Your time draws near.
Sorry, girl. I tricked you. Faster. He read me like a book. I've never been so. I don't know what to expect. I've been to Indianapolis, like the main city or like the capital. Is Indianapolis the capital? Maybe it's not the capital, but I went to Indianapolis. And Steve, what are you doing down there?
Stronger than I expected.
I was there for a conference for an organization I worked for. Like now 2 years almost. 2 years ago. Thank you, Steve. Can you heal me right here? Okay. He had weaving spiders. Thank you. We can double this. Nice. The sky is back to normal, guys. It's not scary anymore. So, Steve, tell me about yourself. Where you been? How you doing? Oh! Yeah. I'm gonna go for the phone.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah, look at him. Oh, he's underground. think I am, sir? Oh! I'm dead. He cut me off. I didn't know there was a door there. I should know this already. Also, well, damn, Steve. Just gonna watch me get chased like that? He literally sees you. Steve, what are you doing? Steve, this is the second time I'm asking this game. What are you doing? Dustin, why wouldn't you come for me? Just let the Steve get hooked. Just let the Steve get hooked once. It's okay. You don't all have to not have hooks. I promise. Whoever I said that. I don't want to get killed here. Yeah, I don't honestly. Oh, I'm going right through this gen over here.
It will not be so easy.
I think they're all on a team. What are the odds they're all Stranger Things people? Take the chase away from here. Oh my god, it's broken again. I guess we just have to go to a different gen. No, that one's done. Is the one up here still being done? Well, that's not good. They must all be new here. I was nowhere near it, dude. Oh my god, bro. Where's this Dustin? I guess. GG's. Another death. I'm just playing like shit today, I guess. Wow, I'm actually playing like actual trash. I've escaped one game, and every game so far, my team has let me take hooks instead of trying to help me. That Steve could have taken that first hook or that second hook. I'd already been hooked once before. He could have taken the second hook for me by just getting in the chase. Maybe I can't use this loadout. Maybe I just need to go for toolboxes. Do I have a... Oh, or light bulbs. Ooh. On the map. What's this one? Oh, interesting. What's this? Oh, the new perk. Full circuit. What does this one do? For each survivor repairing a generator, the size of the good skill check zone is increased. Oh. Oh, listen, that's a good one. Wait, it's instead of resilience? Let's see that. Oh, I might not have unlocked it yet. Oh yeah, well, duh, it's in my thing. Wee Marie. This Ace looks funny. And Jax. Hi, Jax. Bing bong. Okay. Guys, am I gonna actually escape this time? Is that possible? Is that still possible? Oh, look where we are. Hi, Gideon. Oh, well, that's not Gideon, but we're in Gideon's. I low-key wish it was Vecna again. Is it a trapper? Another trapper? Oh no, it's Plague. Right? It sounds like Plague music. She must be upstairs. Yeah, she's on the AFK girl. It is Trapper. Did he see me? It doesn't count when he steps on it while I'm in his hand? That should count. He must have agitation. He is zooming. He really left me. He left her to get on me. That's odd. Spend a lot of money. Setting up a trap over here is crazy as well. Oh, he's back on me. What is happening? He just got 3 gens done. He's not even worried about them. He's just on me. Look at my bar. Guys, what is happening? I got put on second hook. Guys. He's gonna get stuck in a trap. There's a trap right up there. There's another trap. I think there's more than one. It took you guys too long to come. He's literally gonna come back here. Why are you getting in front of me? Dog. Let me get in front of you. Take a hook. A hit. He's gonna tunnel me out. This is so sad. Why are people playing like this today? I'm dead here. I don't know where that guy went. Somebody take the chase. Like, why are you running? They're backwards walking. What are we doing? Why are you moonwalking? Why are you moonwalking and letting me get tunneled out? What good is moonwalking? GG, I guess. Why is she moonwalking? I don't get it. They left me unhooked too. Jeez. This is not fun. What is happening? What is happening? Let's see if anyone's online. A bunch of people are online. Oh, they're on benches. You're number one. Living that life untouched, but oh, I tried to join. Oh, did you? I can leave this lobby. I don't want to play with a bunch of randoms. Here, I'll invite you. Oh, I tried to join. I think it just put me in a match too quickly. There you go. Accept. Accept, accept. There you go. Oh, I can wear that shirt. Match. I have a feeling that there's someone always there. Fear of the
Don't
dark.
mess up, Robin.
Fear of the dark. Alright, CJ. Maybe look at these hooligans who are probably duos. I hope they're better than the other teams we've been with, or I've been with. CJ, I don't know if you want to do comms or not. But if we're friends on Discord, we can do comms for sure. I can just get in my server, Loki. Huntress. Oh, how did she know? How did she know? How did she know? Ay, puta. Yeah, get away from me. Go find my friends. Of course I don't have resilience on anymore. Guys, I'm actually trash. I haven't missed so many skill checks. I haven't been hooked so many times. She's gonna get off of them. Oh! We're on 3 different gens. That's incredible. You're gonna pop first, CJ. You probably should go for a hook. I'm sure you know that already. She might know to come back this way for me. Oh shit. I'm going for hook. No, CJ! Don't worry, CJ, I'm coming. Or they might be going for you, low-key. I might start with on these gens back here. These are our last gens. Not a singular pallet in this spot. No! Not because they were all used already, right? She's approaching. There's a pallet right in front of me. How did she hit me? Guys, I'm actually trash. Please, no, Miss Huntress. Now, Robin. He got out. Oh! Oh! are you dropping pallets? Oh, she's not even on you, friend. Why did you drop the pallet? She's literally clearly chasing me. Why did you drop pallet like that? That was so silly of her. What a waste of a pallet. No, this is not good, guys. Why are they just hiding? Robin should be taking this chase from you. Do you have reassurance? Oh shit. I think Robin's afraid. Robin must be here. Hey yo, Robin, get up. She can't see you. She's not chasing you. Heal me. Yo, come here. Heal me. Come here. No, you come here. Come here. She's literally chasing. I promise it's okay. She's so focused on her. Look at that. That was crazy. I'm so confused. Hi, Taco. Taco, check in. And tell Kevin to check in too. Or no, Kevin already checked in, I think, earlier. Too bad I don't have a pallet over there. Damn, she really wants me dead. I've been focused nearly every match, by the way. Why was she undetectable? Where was my heartbeat? Where was my heartbeat? Golly. Good try, CJ. Thank you for trying. I was focused every match. I've been focused every match so far. W whiffs. Make her swing again. Guys. Oh, it's a P100 Steve that doesn't like, that is playing with someone who doesn't like chases. You have head on? Girl, what are we doing with head on? Not even trying to get the head on off. I just don't understand what they were doing. Wiggle! No. And somehow the Robin still hasn't taken a chase. Both you and the Steve on Death Hook. And the Robin is hiding. Well, she's not hiding now, but she was hiding. The hook's still not up. You can wiggle free for sure. She has no concept, no idea. Oh, she's just gonna go for Robin. She heard Robin Volt. Robin, girl, this is a surprise. She's a surprise character. She's just surprising us. Girl, Robin. Yeah, she didn't want to take chase because she can't take chase. Allegedly. I don't know how Huntress was undetectable. She must have something up her sleeve. But I swear she was in that house. I had no idea that she was watching me. That was fun. Ugh. CJ, good try. Thanks for trying to save me. Excuse me. Thank you, Taco. Thank you for checking in. Did it ruin your counter again? I don't know what to do about StreamerBot. I think I'm gonna have to add the like configure it to OBS. Sorry, in Rivals matches. No, you're good. Enjoy your Rivals matches. Your Rivals. Rivals! Actually, I'm gonna go with you, CJ. I don't want to be up here with these freaks. Basement's here. Oh, hey. I can't tell who it is. That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, it's a Vecna. Vecna! Oh, I don't like that. Okay, he's after the David.
I have prepared.
I just like looking at Gabe's face while he listens. Look, he looks so calm. He looks so peaceful.
A brave one.
CJ, what? So long to find me. Oh, baby. CJ, what gen were you working on, friend? CJ, come here. Oh, what? Well, definitely took the hit. David, we can't all be up here. Wow, David, really? Thanks. Go. CJ, where are you? I hear you crying. CJ, I hear you crying. Where are you? Are you upstairs? Oh, you're still getting chased? You are still getting chased. I'm cleansing the totem. Run, CJ, run! Let's go. But that was my husband. It's taking him so long to find me. Oh, baby. CJ, I low-key lost you. But I could hear you crying before, and I was like, wait, I hear you crying. Oh wait, did you already finish? Oh, you got to finish the gen. No, he's back on you. Okay, there's a gen here. I'm in the other hallway. It's taking it so long to find you. It's underground again. I don't know which generator. Well, I'm an idiot. I'm too busy looking for my friends. Oh, but David was there. Interesting. David was really there. David was right there. I'm sorry, David. Come on, please. Come on, please. Come on, please. Open up. Open up. Please open up. That's all I wanted. You might get first hook here. Oh my god, David, don't come back this way. Oh, ahí está. He went for David. He went for David. CJ, he's back on. How did he get back on you, CJ? Oh. He has us in shambles, by the way. Damn, this gen has no progress on it.
You have little time left. A brave one.
Oh, run! Nice. We have to find a gen, friend. Is there a gen over here? Probably back here in this hallway, huh? At the end? Is there a gen back there? Or is Fawn getting chased? No, he's just looking for everybody. We can heal her. She's back here. Come here. Come here, come here, come here. Not me blocking, I'm sorry! I'm sorry! CJ. This man hates me. I know. I need David to get on a generator or something. I'm gonna have to go upstairs. Oh, aquí viene. I heard him again. He's underground. He's on me. He doesn't come up this way. Can we get on a gen? Or is that too hard at this point? Like, are we stuck? The number of times I started this gen over.
Your time.
I don't know what this Fung is doing.
draws near.
On the phone, but by the way.
You only delay inevitable.
I got him away from the body. Swim back for the body. I'm going back to the gen. We need to start progress on one. Like, we don't have any progress. He left him too. He's underground now. He has no idea where I am. Oh my god! David's actually working on a gen. The Fang is nowhere to be found, by the way. Ronnie, hi. Welcome in. Sorry, I'm locked in because this Vecna won't let us do gens. I'm gonna work on this with Dave. David. Oh, he's down there. Let me work on it. You can heal him. Yeah. I don't know where this Fang is. How are you, Ronnie? How were your games earlier? Like, we're getting fucked right now. On gen progress. Oh, finally, the Fang is somewhere doing a gen. Thank goodness. Oh, hello? That's not what's supposed to happen. CJ, what are you doing, friend? No! He really won't let us finish. Longest game in DBD history. He just gave up. He gave up, he gave up. Let's heal. Oh! That's not good. Come here. I can heal you. He's still here. Nice. Come here, come here. No, I have solidarity. I have solidarity, You heal me quicker after. I promise, friend. I have a healing build. There you go. Look at that. Solidarity, do no harm. Okay. I'm gonna answer the phone. Hello? Is this the police?
Soon.
I don't want that. Yeah, Fang. Take a chase. I mean, I was taking chases. You just wouldn't come into me. Well, that's not fun. Oh, hey, CJ. Do we like her? Do we want to save her? Should we save her? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Oh, he... I had to leave. He was gonna bully me. Oh no, you guys can get out. CJ, just leave her. It's not worth it, friend. You're so altruistic. She's... Just touch her, touch her. Go, go, go! CJ! You're just better, bro! Where's Fung? Where's the Fang? Lost. Lost in the sauce, by the way. She is lost. She's just got to the door. Oh, the other door. She's at the other door. You guys are great. GG's. GG's, you guys. We got out. And that is what matters. Okay? There's nothing this Vecna could do to us. Yes. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Enjoy your dinner, CJ. Thank you for playing. I appreciate you, friend. Appreciate the company. Of course, and you're always welcome here. You're always welcome to join. I welcome it. That's what this is for. My streams are for friends who need a teammate. This is gonna be my last game anyway. So we're gonna make it count. I don't know what playlist this is, but I don't know any of this music. I just... Okay. Oh, it's a spring trap, guys. Oh, hey! Here it comes! Damn! Lobbing that shit. He gave up on me? Interesting. I'm gonna go right over here. Right back to this. He went into his little house. Sir, what are you doing? Okay, they got the hook. Come. Come, Sable, come. No, girl, come. We don't have to go that far. We don't have to go that far. We don't have to go that far, I promise. Come on, Fred, we got this. One of us has to defense. Guys, I have missed so many skill checks tonight. I'm so bad at the game. So close. What are they doing? He just got healed. Well, we can't go straight for the hooks, friend. So I guess you're stuck with me for now. I knew I heard him. Hello, welcome. It's over. Let me help me move my sofa. He took your foot from Paris. Yeah, let's go for hook. Walk while. You guys go first. Nice. Damn! Tunneling him out is crazy. Bitch! No! I was behind the rock, I promise! I was behind the rock, I promise. Oh! Did he just swing at me? How dare you? Actually. I'm just gonna go around healing. I think this is it. I'm not sure this team knows how to do what I'm doing. He went back for the hook. Like, he thinks I'm going for hook. Stop. Hi, sir. Homegirl's playing her tambourine up there. I don't know if my teammates are gonna be helpful in taking chases. We're all on death hook now. It's happening. I'm not sure it's worth saving me. The fact that I'm gonna die before this guy is crazy. Like, nobody's on a gen. They're all walking everywhere. Everyone's walking around. No one's working on a gen. Can you come heal me? Like, what are you doing? Come heal me. Come heal me right here. No, come heal me right here. Why? Why are you walking out of here in the open? We're literally secure out. Like, he's literally up here. Why would I want to come up there? We would have been fine down there. Kill her first. I don't want to die first. Oh, is he gonna slug us? I can't. I can't handle this, guys. Already done. Oh look, there's Sable. Hey yo, Sable, can you see me? Come here. She can't see me. Sable. Come here. I'm not sure it's worth to continue to do gens, to be honest. I'm just gonna take one good chase. Oh, it is. GG's, loop styles down, boots. Thanks, Fox. GG's to this guy. He really wanted to win. Thank you for the sub, Fox. I appreciate it. I didn't even hear the sound alert go off. I was too locked in. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, Fox. We were just in time for our last game. Let's see if we're gonna raid anybody. I don't know if anybody's on. We can raid Squishy. Squishy's playing Fortnite. Waffles is playing Fortnite. Drea's on. Let's raid Drea. Are they duoing? Oh, they are duoing. Well, GG's to them. We're gonna raid out to Drea and Mythic. Is it underscore Drea? I can't remember. It is. Vox, we'll have to play soon. I would love that. I appreciate everybody for being here and hanging out always. Let's go spend some time with Drea. I'm gonna raid and run. Because I have some laundry I have to finish, but GG's. Oh, Sable got out. GG's. Sable got out with the hatch, I suppose. But Vox, thanks for the sub. Ronnie, Taco, Kevin, Babe, Airy, CJ, Waffles, everybody for coming in and hanging out and being a vibe. CJ, thanks for being my duo today. Because Lord knows we needed it. It's literally one of the 2 matches that we escaped, so. Ugly and fine as shit. I'm gonna be live tomorrow morning, and yeah, I'll talk to you all then. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.